You know how to make me worry. You know that I do it so well. You've always been in a hurry to bring me down to your. And I don't know why I keep trying again. 'Cause I know I never really gonna. My love can't rescue you, can't make your mountains move. Won't make you dance the way you want to. My love can't be inspired. You got me on fire. My love can't rescue you the way you want to. You drew me up to your tower, lured by the fame of your spell. A hero's kiss with no power, tried to bring you back to life from the dead. Oh, I don't know why I keep trying again. Oh, I know now I'm never gonna win. My love can't rescue you, can't make the mountains move. Won't make it desert bloom the way you want it to. My love can't heal the scars you carve in your own heart. My love can't rescue you the way you want it to. Not the way you want it to. I'm giving you a lifeline, giving you time. Oh, but you ever seen this way? You my mystery, you blaming me, but you are your own worst enemy. Oh, I don't know why I keep trying again. I know now I'm never gonna win. My love can't rescue you, can't make the mountains move, won't make your desert bloom the way you want to. And my love can't heal the scars that you carved in your own heart. My love can't rescue you the way you want it to, not the way you want it to. Oh, not the way I want it to. I'm missing people that never met. These things in this stuff that I just keep on moving. There's no point in losing. I just keep refusing. I just keep on proving nothing is quite true and everything is fluid. I try to know you inside. You know what you wanted. I've been through this before. Try to know you inside. You know what you wanted. Hi, I'm good, Kitty. What's up? It's my little. I have a singing bowl. I'm not sure what chocolate it is. I got it in San Francisco. Isn't it cute? Oh, not sleeping. Yeah. I normally have trouble sleeping anyways, so I can sympathize. You're kind of hungry. Yeah, last night, was it last night or the other night?
It might have been last night, but yeah, I couldn't sleep and I ordered like lasagna at like 10 o'clock at night. It's something ridiculous. Um, yeah, honestly, sometimes you just need a snack, settle you right into bed. But also, yeah, just sleep can really mess with our vibe if we're not getting enough of it. Yeah, I don't know what time it is where you're at, but it's like 4 o'clock over here, so still got a couple hours before it's my turn to rest. Mm, been through this before. Yeah. What's on your mind? You have anything on your mind? Oh, it's 3 a.m. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's a while out. Oh, my back is itchy. Well, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm just like pretty slow day. I am trying to. I'm not working right now, so I'm trying to make rent. Honestly, I'm just trying to come up with ways. October is a fun month to do some tarot readings, so I'm just like kind of want to press harder on my reads and you know do what I can. I mean, I'm not sure what made you join my stream, but it's still nice of you to join. Always happy to see you stop by. Ah, oh, this itch on my back. Ooh, 1 second. I really have to scratch this. 1 second. Ugh. Okay. I have to like scratch against the corner of the wall like a bear. Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, like, yeah, today I just like went to the gym and I worked out. And then made myself some a late lunch. Just had like some eggs and bacon. Um, just to get some protein in. What up, Gwendolyn? How are you? How's it go? Where are you in the world? Oh, nice. Good job. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm mostly just working out to actually like get more muscle. So I'm looking to actually gain weight in the good ways. As long as I'm eating right and as long as I am getting my protein up, that's good. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Gwendolyn, I'm good. I'm in California. It's just a little bit after 4 o'clock um on a Thursday. Uh yeah, I don't really have much plans. I'm just happy to read for folks if they're willing to anyone who really needs it, really. Hmm. Yeah. Gym, honestly, I have giving myself a routine has been so healthy. Um it's just been so healthy getting up every morning. I make a smoothie. I have a I have like a NutriBullet, and I'll throw in some cucumber and some vegetables and some fruits and oat milk and all that good stuff. And just and some Greek yogurt is actually really great to throw in there too. So yeah, I just kind of stuff myself with a smoothie, wait a little bit, and then I go work out. Um, and yeah, then I'll just like I'll work out for maybe like an hour, hour and a half. I'll take time. You know what's also really good too is I've been taking pictures of myself every day. I normally hate taking photographs of myself, especially like with my body and everything. But I've been forcing myself to take some pictures while I'm in the gym, especially after like I'll usually run about 2 miles, and then once I hit that point, I'll get off. I'll give myself a break before I start lifting weights, and I'll just start taking pictures. And it's honestly just to help my confidence and my body image. And over time, I'm wanting to like see what the progress looks like, and just be really, really gentle with myself as far as progress goes, and just look forward to like seeing some changes over time. And then I have like a private Twitter account that I'll just like put my pictures on there, and it's mostly for myself and a couple of close friends of mine, but mostly for me to kind of feel good about myself, and not take it too seriously. That's all right. Yeah. Honestly, I think it doesn't matter really what you eat. I mean, it's not really matter how much you're eating. It's more just like what you're eating. So I make sure to start my day with plenty of fiber, plenty of energy boosting foods, and I'll throw kale. Kale has plenty of fiber, all that good stuff. And so yeah, and you work that out, and honestly, like it's really good for your digestion system, and plenty of water. Yeah, it's just making sure we're eating the right foods. Um, and keeping a healthy attitude about exercise. It's just a regular thing. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, the photos are mostly for me, just so I can try to like my body more. I think I've always struggled with my body. I mean, I'm a trans person, so yeah. I think especially after getting surgery, I had top surgery a couple months ago. After that, I have to like gain some muscle here because it's very weak. And so yeah, just lifting up some weights and trying to like that, and forcing myself to just like, do I like how this looks? Even if I don't, even if I don't like how I look particularly that day, I'll still take some, and maybe I won't post them, but I'll still take some. Even for the harder days too. And I think it's just been so great for like my mental health, and generally just having energy throughout the day. I don't get up too early, honestly. Whenever I wake up and whenever I feel like my body's ready to go to the gym, I'll go do it. But I don't really give myself a set time because that's just adding more pressure to an already stressful endeavor of daily practice. I know at some point in the day I have to go do this, and preferably I like doing it the first thing when I wake up. Um, just kind of gets me feeling like I spent the good part of my day taking care of myself, and that's how I show myself self love. Little steps. Yeah. Well, oh, I'm trans. I had top surgery. Um, yeah, I had top surgery, so it's a happy thing. It's a very happy surgery. I forget that not like when most people bring up surgery, it's like a stressful thing, and I'm like, no, I had surgery. It's a great thing. I just had like a chest reconstruction, so I got my chest, like I got basically my breast removed. Um, yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, honestly, you can never tell what a trans person looks like. We come in all shapes and sizes, and um, we're always valid in who we are and how we present. Whether not every trans man wants top surgery, but this trans man did want top surgery. So, yeah, and yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm transgender. That's what that means. I'm transgender. So like I had surgery because I used to have breasts. Yeah, it was it was very overwhelming over the years, just kind of always having that. There's something called gender dysphoria. So I'm diagnosed with gender dysphoria. It's a real thing. And I had a lot of dysphoria is generally a sense of unwellness, just generally feeling there's a disalignment in your and how you view yourself, how you feel inside, and how you present outwardly. So what I basically did was I got confirmation surgery to help confirm how I feel inside. And yeah, I had my chest removed and reconstructed, and I have a beautiful chest, and I am like elated about it. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are, look, we don't, there we are all around you, whether you realize it or not. Trans people exist in every corner of the world, and even in native cultures and ancient cultures. And we're not new. We're not a new phenomenon. We've been around. You're only hearing about us now because we have we have we have hid who we are for so long. We find ourselves in different avenues, especially entertainment and media. I work in entertainment, so um, yeah, when dysmorphia can often is very kind of similar to gender dysphoria. You're not really sure, like it's just this deep, overwhelming sense of like incongruency with how you view yourself and how you feel about yourself, and oftentimes a big solution to a lot of that dysphoria is surgery. And I went to like the best doctor I could find, um, and yeah, so it's been good. So now I feel more comfortable with myself, and I'm like, I'm gonna let myself work out, and I'm gonna push myself to enjoy this body I have. Because I lived for a long time not letting myself, and not being unable to, not being able to. Um, so I was always a man. I was always, and it can be confusing, but gender is a spectrum, and not necessarily related to sex, but um, yeah, I'm assigned female at birth, but who I am is a man. So yeah, and it has nothing to do with sexuality. My roommate, he's also a trans man like myself, and he's gay. He likes men. I am bisexual. I like both. I like men and women. So that's always going to be a separation there. Not every trans person is the same, and the same thing goes for straight people, or not straight people, but like cisgendered people, people who identify with the sex that they were born with. That is what cisgender means. So most cisgender people are probably straight, but then you also have gay cisgendered people, and then you have trans people who it's what I love about queer people in general, and queer being a term that I am comfortable using as a positive in a positive way. But yeah, generally LGBT folks. What I love about LGBT folks is that we kind of break the mold of what society thinks is real, and so the fact that we exist and that we've always existed, and and then where we've come over the years in our place in society, I think we've come through so much, and there is really this beauty I think queer people bring to the world, is that you can never really judge a book by its cover, and really the expectation I think for me as a trans person, not even expectation, but really what I love about being queer is that I'm always willing to look at the person deep down before I look at how they look, and it makes me more willing to hear them. It makes me more willing to listen, and really try to see who they are, because I can sympathize with feeling a way and not being able to express that physically how I feel. So, anyways, that's my rant. We're awesome. There's so many fantastic queer people in the world, and we have so much to teach everyone, and we have so much to offer. I honestly think trans people are like spiritual gifts. Like we are spiritual beings because we break the mold, and because we break cycles. Um, Oftentimes we're the one to break cycles in our families when their families are not accepting. We are breaking cycles of expectations from parents. We're breaking cycles of expectations, like so many expectations, and we have so much to broaden people's minds about what people are, who we are, how we can exist. We can exist in so many ways, and I'm so thankful to all the people I've met in my journey. Um, it's been a beautiful ride. I think some of my favorite experiences in life have been finding my community and them holding space for me, telling me that it's okay to be who you are and not have any shame or guilt about that, that you are beautiful as you are and as you came to be. And I am beautiful in my transness. I don't have any anger or resentment um, to the universe for making me a trans person. I feel blessed to be a trans person, and something I really hold dear to me. And I'm always this is why I also like reading cards, because it's just like we are just this is all energy. And if you believe in energy, then you can believe in trans people. I think, you know, just everything about awakening and enlightenment and evolving in your spiritual journey is not that far similar to the trans experience in a way. Um, we have to accept who we are first before we even step into that direction. So, oh, I'm so sorry. I missed a couple comments. I'm sorry. Let me read. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's just so much. I just feel very passionate about. There was a time where I was very much like I grew up very religious, so anything, anything remotely gay, queer, lesbian, not was never the word for me, because like growing up as a girl, quotations, growing up as a girl, I felt like I liked girls first, and so I'm like, oh, that must mean I'm gay. I didn't have a word for transgender. I didn't have a word to describe that feeling. All I knew was that there's gay and then there's straight. And I thought I was just gay for a long time. And though even the word lesbian never felt right. So I just preferred using gay. And then, over time that changed. And there was a lot of self-acceptance that had to go on. Okay, you have big calm energies. I feel nothing remotely than I've been doing. I don't want to. Yeah, kitty. Well, that's the lovely thing about you never really know what you bring to a room until someone tells you, and it doesn't matter how they sense it. It's just the fact that you have the ability to do that without trying, and that is a power, right? That's a power. Oh, that's awesome, Gwendolyn. Oh my god, I wish. I wish. That's so cool. Yeah, every family I've ever met who's just very open to the queer experience is lovely people, just lovely people. A lot of love to give and a lot of love to share, and there's an openness there that is you don't find that in traditional families, or at least the traditional nuclear family. It's all right to brag about ourselves sometimes. You know, you have to. You have to. Otherwise, when else are you going to do it? If you don't do it anywhere else, at least you can do it somewhere. So that's what I do when I go work out. I will brag. I try to trick my brain into really digging my own body. Um, and doing that a little bit every day, I feel a little more confident to like show off. And the second I get a chance to maybe show a little chest hair in a shirt and unbutton a couple buttons, uh, I'm into that. Like I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to brag. I've been working out. I've been, and I just wait to see if anyone says anything. But I mostly do it for myself, just so I can help. I think I just get really excited the fact that wow, I never would have done that just a couple months ago, and here I am feeling myself. It feels good to dig yourself. So go at it, go off. It's okay to brag when it's warranted, not all the time. No, don't make it a personality. Is my point. It's okay to be proud about things. You know, I think people should really celebrate themselves more in a healthy way, and not never to put anyone else down. There's a difference. You know, there's arrogance and then there's confidence. Honestly, you might have been bragging a little bit, but good for you. Like, especially for the ladies. You know, I think the ladies are more than welcome to brag. I have no qualms with that. I always find it weird when men get upset when women start bragging about themselves. Um, Particularly like someone like Lizzo, who's a big-bodied black woman who's very much is confident with her body, and people get mad about that. And I'm like, you know what? Let her have it. You know how many people like her don't have any room to enjoy like how they are, how they look, and their body, and just get to kind of. I'm like, you know what? Go off. Just do it. It's refreshing seeing people in their authenticity and how much joy they have for themselves. Like that's also attractive, you know. But like I said, don't like rain on someone's parade with like never have yourself in comparison. You know, you are your own. You know, so okay, you're curious in seeing what people see in me that you don't. Hmm. You should just ask them. That's also a fun question to always ask people because I'm so curious of what people say. I should also do that more. I should take my own fucking advice. Like, hey, like, what about me is so like, why are you friends? Not in a way that makes me doubt myself, but because and I let them know first off. I'm like, look, I'm genuinely curious. Like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Oh, for sure, Gwendolyn. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's a pleasure catching up. Come by anytime. Okay. Well, you might do well with a Sagittarius. We're the most blunt people. We're so blunt. Uh, I don't know what's your partner's sign or your best friend. Like, I'll go to one of my best friends and I'm like, do I pass? Like a thing for trans people a lot of times that like I just wonder if I pass. Not that passing is important. Passing can be important for safety, particularly for trans women, for safety. But sometimes I just want to know I look good and I know that I look attractive to a woman. And so I'll ask some of my girlfriends, I'm like, do I look masculine enough today? And they'll be like, "Oh my god, you look great." Like they'll gas me up. I honestly need people to gas me up. And when I say gas me up, that means like I just need people to just kind of like give me some words of praise here. Like tell me I look good. I need to hear that. I haven't heard it in a while. I need to hear it. And honestly, if they're your friends, they're gonna be like you're fucking hot. Like they're not gonna hesitate. That's how you know you've got the fucking real ones. Yeah. He's a Pisces. Any of your close friends, yeah. Pisces, they're very like they'll physically they're very touchy people. Um, but they also like to share words too, like watery emotional things. So yeah, I think they would find that intriguing to just be asked that. It's such a random question too to be asked that. Um, yeah, I'm always happy to answer that question for people I know. It never really happens, which is what makes the question even more interesting because it's such a question that doesn't get asked enough. We always ask the same fucking questions to each other, and it's like you want to make shit really interesting, just have some fun with it. My God, my back is still itchy. This stupid. Ugh. Ooh, yes. Ugh, this thing is not doing it. And either are you here for this? Where were my confidence? Comics to help me pass the time. Ask myself my one too many times. I can't read it right between the fights. What would I like to? Hmm. Are you working? Do you have a job? What do you do? Do you lifespan celebrities? Well, yeah, I can talk about some of these things. Space is. I was watching a documentary last night about black holes. Um, and black holes are just. Personally, I think they just take you to another plane of reality. Um, that's my take. Um, Not exactly a plane of reality that's familiar to us, but I think it's just I think it vibrates at a different. Vibrates at a different frequency that we cannot fathom currently, and the instruments that we have to read it are not fathomable to the because they're in this realm. If that makes sense, but I'm not a physicist. Oh, I have a Discord. I'm just not on. I don't have like my own like channel on Discord. So, do you know Triple Moon? I think it's Triple Moon Goddess is the name. There's Triple Moon. There's a culture, but I think Triple Moon you might like really well. Usually goes live like really late at night, which might be the early morning for you. She's usually on around 10 p.m. my time. I'm in California, so that's Pacific time. It's 4 o'clock now. You said it's like around 3 a.m. there. So I'm bad at math, but I won't hate you. Let's see. Here, I'll add you to. Can I add you to someone else's Discord unless you have one you can add me to? I just don't have the personally. I don't have the bandwidth to create my own like Discord server. Oh, like if you want to talk on Discord, if you have a channel you can add me to, you can do that. Or you have a server you can add me to, or I can always add you to a server I'm already on. It's just another. It's just another. It's still a tarot community. Oh, you don't? Psh, I don't know anything then. I barely use my Discord. I only use it for like certain things. Very very sparingly. Okay, okay, what's your handle on Discord? How do I add you as a friend? That'd be yeah. Okay, thanks. This song fucking slaps. You can. Let me turn the light on. Shoot. Cool. No worries. You'll be back by the morning. 2-5. Am I doing this right? Boom, boom. Holding on. God knows I can make you stay. Bow, bow, bow. And you ain't going my way now. Wah, wah. Alone in the dark, wondering where you are. Gosh, how do I do this? Okay, maybe yes. I think I found it. Okay. Lonely night. The sun rising here in Memphis. Alright, send a request. Oh, I'll just get a little reckless. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wondering where you are. This heart of yours. You're cool. Nice. Whoa, another long night in Georgia. Wow, 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 wow. Whoa. I just hopped on live, so I'd want to try to spend more time on here before I like take a call or anything. Say one. Could've swore I heard you calling my name. Hey. Oh, I couldn't wait until the morning. I couldn't wait. Thanks. I'm flattered. I mean, if you can't sleep, might as well hang. Hope that wasn't too loud. Sorry if you have your headphones on. Oh, I'll be back by the morning. Have you ever seen a movie called Contact? It's so weird. Have you ever seen a movie called Contact? It's with Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. How is YouTube bullying you? What? Because it's not. It's counting you now. I see it there. Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh my goodness. So if you like aliens, right? It's not like a scary alien movie. It's really a movie about faith. And it's such a beautiful movie because it really, okay. So Jodie Foster is a scientist, and she works basically for research that studies the stars, and it's actually a real study group thing, but basically it's called SETI, and it's basically the study of extraterrestrials in like outer space or whatever, or extraterrestrial life forms. Basically, they're looking for intelligent life out in space, and they'll basically listening to static for most of the time. Oh gosh, Conjuring movies are so scary, but like I'll have to give those a shot. I mean, it is October, so I might start watching some scary movies soon. But Contact is so fucking great. It's one of my favorite movies. It's based off a book written by Carl Sagan, who is one of the greatest physicists of our generation. Um, anyways, she's a scientist. They're looking for intelligent life out in space, and one day she's just listening to static from outer space, and she's just chilling, and she finally hears something, and she finally hears it, and they look into it, and then they find out that they're getting a signal from a particular part of space, and it's just and then Matthew McConaughey plays like a priest, and they kind of have he's like a former priest, and like they kind of have a fling, and she's like such a hard scientist and doesn't believe in God and everything, and he's like obviously someone who has faith, and so she has this experience. Honestly, I don't want to ruin this movie for you, but she has the beautiful thing about this movie is that you can have your own experience and have nothing to show for it. Um, at the end of it, you might not have anything to show about it, but all you have is your experience, and that is what tells you what's real in a way. Because at the end, she's just kind of like, she's like, I know I reached something, and I know I sound crazy, and I know this doesn't make any sense, but um, there's something out there, and it's just a beautiful film on the topic. And there's a beautiful quote because there's a little kid that's like, do you believe in aliens? And she like goes up to the kid, and she's like, if there if it's just us, then it's an awful waste of space. And I think that's just a great quote because really there is so much infinite space, seemingly infinite space out there. So if it is just us, I think that is a waste of space too. And so I do think that I don't think it's just us. I don't think that's yeah. Space is scary. Gosh, Interstellar is one of my favorite space movies. I love space movies. Interstellar, I think, has to be one of my favorite space films. Um, Gravity is one that gave me so much anxiety. That's Sandra Bullock and God, what's his name? The really hunky dude. I can't remember his name right now. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I even get that feeling when I'm like flying, when I'm in an airplane, and you're just kind of looking down at Earth, like everything is so tiny, and you're just floating around in this big contraption, and it's just kind of crazy to think that uh, we're barely touching the precipice of Earth. Like we're barely touching our atmosphere, but it is pretty gnarly. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that scene's crazy. But I love a lot of people hate how like there's this like weird thing on the other side of the black hole, the tesseract or whatever, but I honestly think it's just like a beautiful way of explaining what can't be explained in a scientific way. It is purely an experience. And I feel like that's what a lot of science just kind of tells us. Um, but yeah, I think space is deeply spiritual in a way. Um, and I think science is but the study of that, no? Is why I love science. I think it just kind of marries into um, philosophy, especially quantum physics. Yeah. Yeah, I would never want to die a slow death. I would want to die in my sleep, ideally. Um, that seems like the most forgiving way of going out. Yeah, I would never want to go out in like a slow death or a really painful death. I just would never want to go through that. And the thing too is that I feel like there is no fear on the other side of that. There's obviously, especially if you're awake while you're dying, then that's scary. Um, but there is something I feel like my mom actually had a near death experience. She was in surgery. My mom was under, mind you. My mom was out. She was under anesthesia. She was getting like a graft thing in her arm. My mom used to have kidney disease. And so every so often she'd have to get like surgery and there would be like a pump in her arm that would help transfer the blood through her system. Really, really uh hard experience to go through, but she did all that. And anyway, so she was in surgery and she started flatlining and she said she felt herself come out. Um said she felt herself come out and of her body and she could see her own body and that there was a nurse that was sitting on her resuscitating her like doing like compressions on her chest and my mom didn't feel pain, she didn't feel anything, she was just kind of witnessing this and she just remembers thinking like, oh my god, that's me. Like she just remembers having these random thoughts of like trying to fathom the moment. And eventually she went back into her body and when she got back into her body she just said she felt heavy, like a big weight, like heavy, like being in a physical form again. And when like thankfully my mom is still alive now, but she'll never forget that experience saying like there is something out there. And mind you, my mom is a religious woman. And so the fact that she didn't immediately go to a heaven, she didn't immediately go anywhere else like hell or whatever, I think says a lot because I think growing up religious, we have this idea drilled into our minds that the second you're gone, you go somewhere specifically. But my mom was neither here nor there; she was in the middle of it, and I just think anyways. It makes me think that I think death is not something that is actually a scary thing. I think once you cross, it's pretty peaceful. At least I hope that for the ones I've lost, for the people in my life in the past who have been quite young. I had lost a friend in college, and he was not even 20, he was 19. And he passed suddenly. And I do wonder, like, where he is in the cosmos now. And I think space, and I think deep space and whatever the observable universe has to offer somehow connects us all, even in the afterlife. We're all stardust. So, what up, Arcticer? You gotta help me how to pronounce that one. Anyways, we're talking about death, and we're talking about space, and we're talking about uh, what we think death is like, because it's just a Thursday afternoon here in sunny California. It's quite overcast today, though. I'm not gonna lie. Just talking random stuff until someone wants a reading. Trying to make rent. Trying to make rent. I'm trying not to blow through all my savings. The holidays are coming up, so I have to find a way to be useful. Yeah, we're also talking about aliens. Yeah, I think there's more of us out there. I think there's if there are aliens, and it kind of makes me wonder, like maybe they're also humans, but just evolved. Oh, sorry, still no PayPal. It has a dead name on it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I really don't want my dead name to get out there. Honestly, PayPal is a hard time with trans people and getting their name corrected. It's quite a long wait. I'll try to do better in getting that fixed though soon. I would not want Minecraft to be a real thing somewhere, though you're probably right. Um, I think if you can imagine it, it exists. Like there's like an 8-bit world where you're like Super Mario or something, and everything is that reality. Um, I think it's connected to my bank accounts and all that, and it's just kind of a waiting process to re-put in. I'm sorry, I've just been lagging on doing that, so I'll get around to doing that. Yeah, my bad. I have been in a weird place of just not really paying too much attention to stuff I should probably be paying more attention to. But I think I'm just not ready. I don't know. I'm sorry. I will work on that though. I still can't believe they don't have Venmo and Cash App overseas. I think that's not cool. Why not? I have Cash App. Cash App, I think, works over there. I've been able to. Well, I don't know if it does. I was able to. Someone in Canada. I think Canada has it. Maybe it's just a North American thing. Yeah. Thanks, Artikira. I'm trying. I'll do my best to get that sorted out. Mm. Yeah. So, what else were we going to talk about? There was. I imagine so. Space dragons. Scary. See, you're like jumping to really scary stuff. Like, why can't it be like cute little like I don't know cloud people that you could like that are really cuddly? I just want to think. I don't want to think about space dragons. Scary. That's cool though. Maybe they're cool. Maybe they're nice. Maybe we're merge compatible. You get cool feelings when you think about it. Okay, Cash App is work. Oh, you're in Ireland. Nice. Never been to Ireland. Is it like pretty cold there? What's the weather typically like in Ireland? Like what's a regular what's a regular day over there? Also, what do you eat? What do y'all eat? What do Irish people eat? You know what? I think I know this. Well, that's not fair, Seth. I go to a pub. I go to a pub here in Los Angeles called the Irish Times, and they have great shepherd's pie. I always like a good shepherd's pie or some Irish nachos. I love me some Irish nachos. Bar food. I just like bar food. Artiker, you're correct. They could be microscopic beings that we can't see. It rains quite a bit. It's rain. Oh, that just seems like are folks pretty like grumpy? I feel like the normal candor to have is just kind of like like not like grumpy, but kind of maybe like a short fuse or maybe like little patience, or very blunt. It's very to the point. I feel like might be the attitude. I often find that depending how the weather is in certain parts of the world, it can bring a certain kind of social behavior due to the cold. That's why I think Russians are quite rough. At least to the American experience, they come off very no filter, very you know sturdy types. Trying to be respectful here. Oh, is that the Scandinavians? Okay, fair enough. See, this is, and of course, the typical American is very ignorant about these kinds of things, but I'm trying and I'm open to it. Okay, that's what I mean too, because I feel like every time I'm ever, um, they like a drink, they like the pub, they like just good times, just cheery folks. I can see that. Oh, Iceland. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Grumpy types. Okay, and closed off makes sense. Okay, women. I think I'm missing kitties. Kitty, it's very creative. Kitty, do you write? I feel like these are great ideas to like tell a story about. Like you seem like you have a vivid imagination. Ireland's like the Canada of Europe. Okay, that's a good comparison. So I guess everyone wants to go to Ireland then. I know a lot of people joke about moving to Canada because things here are so dreadful at times. Yeah, so I would be so open to going there. I would love to travel anywhere. I love experiencing other cultures. What do you mean, Kitty? What do you mean you can make me feel lost? Yeah, with your Ugga Bugga thoughts. No, it's good. I think channeling that into telling stories. Personally, I think I don't know. You probably seem like a lot of fun around the campfire. How old are you, by the way? How old is everyone? I'm 28. Great. I always love entertaining crazy thoughts. You should. My friends are like some of the weirdest people I've ever met, but there's such a good group of good group of insane people, and I wouldn't change anything about them. And you're 19 and you're 37. Okay, great. There's perspective there. Great, great, great. Yeah, I was gonna say like Kitty, like you seem kind of young. You've got so much to explore in that creativity. I hope you never lose it. I think me being at 28 now, around and becoming like when I was 19, I was very very creative and you know wrote a lot, like little stories for school and stuff, and I really enjoyed that for a while. Um, and also play an instrument. So we're all 9 years apart. That's gnarly. Yeah. What do you do? Uh, Arctic, what do you do? Like what's a regular day look like for you? I just lately I just work out. In another life, I would be working and loving it. I used to have a job I loved in an environment that I loved being in, and I kind of mourn that all the time. Yeah, I worked at a tech company too. I mean, I was at Netflix. Yeah. Oh, cool. So you've got a comfy job. I'm not gonna lie. Tech work is it's a fun environment. I think lots of room for innovation. Oh, my necklace is the equal sign. It is it is a sign that just kind of I like showing up with this so people know this is what I'm about and is what I expect. So no matter what their age is, no matter what position they're in, if I'm working, that's been kind of a thing for me lately. I feel like I work on jobs and I'll have higher ups that kind of like treat me a certain way. It's a film industry, so it can be kind of cutthroat. But we're actually on strike now, so and I'm all for the strike. Really, just a lot of unfair treatment, and I think it's about time we treat each other better. I mean, we've all gone through an awful pandemic, and we're still going through it. And I think it's time to take a breath and treat each other a little better. I think we all kind of learned or realized that we deserve better through this time being home for so long. So yeah, thanks, Arctic. Yeah, Arctic. I normally work in entertainment. I've worked. I just wrapped on a movie last month. I was just a sub PA on that, which basically it's an entry level position, but I was mostly on there helping out a friend of mine who is a producer on that. So she asked me to hop on, and I had the time, and I'm healing from surgery still. So it was a good opportunity to get my feet wet again and be on set. Before that, I was working at Netflix, and I was a facilities uh, technician. So just building furniture and setting up people's offices for animation. Excuse me, for Netflix animation. So servicing different shows and movies, whether it be children and family shows or adult animation content. And so we serviced about 400 employees throughout 3 different buildings. Um, and it was a team of myself and about 5 other people. And I built furniture, set up people's desks, their workstations, um, help set up table reads when we would have our actors come, and they would do reads where they would just read the script for the crew, and I would set up the tables and everything. So that kind of thing, and I really enjoyed do that job because I was given room to do my job. Um, and I was finding solutions on my own without having someone breathe down my neck. And I was getting paid pretty well, and I had great benefits. And honestly, I really, really, really loved that job. And the only reason I'm not there is because my contract ended. So, yeah, I would honestly love to still be there, but I guess the universe has other things in mind for me, and I'm still figuring that out. It's been a year now, but I'm still figuring that out. Yeah, yeah. So, but I do have an idea for my own documentary that I'd like to start. But I think because of the holiday season, it's a little tough to get people together, and I still have to fill these ideas out. Yeah, there's a little anxiety on my part. I'm not gonna lie. How to move forward. Kind of finding myself in a bit of sorts about that. Thank you. Yeah, I will. I will. I'm just looking for a clear sign. Um, but lately I'm just feeling this nudge of like I need to make money. So starting a documentary, that would be kind of spending money. So I need to be making money. And my documentary would be it's kind of a heavy topic, and this is why I'm a bit hesitant because I really want to make positive content. I really want to make content like Ted Lasso. Like I don't know if you've seen any of Ted Lasso on Apple TV or Apple Plus, the streaming network, but um I would really love to be making really positive content that makes people like moves people in positive ways. Whereas my idea for a documentary would be the intersection of queerness and religion. I was raised very religious, and I'm also transgender. So I actually have religious PTSD. And so sometimes my PTSD is triggered by different world events, because I was already told about what to think if these issues ever come up. Like when the government, I know the CIA released footage of a UFO, is actual UFO that was recorded and released, from documentation to the public, and openly admitting that they don't know what this object is. And so my brain, when that news first came out, my brain immediately was like, "Those are demons. Those are demons," and that's just kind of like what I've been told to think, um, as a young person growing up religious. So I could make a comedy out of it. Well, I do have an idea of and that's the thing too. I would like to showcase it. It's like it wasn't all bad all the time. There were definitely there are some funny things about it. Um, I even joke about my past as a religious person. I was active in church. I was in my youth group's band. I played the guitar, um, and I made a lot of friends. I still am friends with a lot of these kids that I was in youth group with. Yeah, and so I guess where I'm at now, it's like I'm still quite spiritual, in my own way. But I've had to really unlearn a lot of things that was drilled into my psyche. Oh yeah, I mean I could play with that, or I could play around with that too. Just the concept of how the PTSD still follows you, and sometimes it might be a lifelong thing, but that's something I've also had to learn to kind of embrace about myself. I might not ever get rid of these thoughts and these feelings of eternal damnation and the religious guilt and um, yeah. But I have a title, and it's called "God, I Hope I'm Right," because it kind of feels like you're gambling with your soul sometimes when the PTSD really does hit. Um, so you're just kind of gambling with eternity and who you are, and so that's why all I try to do is spread some positive in the world. It does feel opposite, but you know what? I have several friends who, well, they're not religious. They're just spiritual people. I know some of the most truly spiritual people I've ever met are trans people. Shakina Nafak is, I'll write her name down. She's a friend of mine. She's an actress. Um, she is one of the most spiritual people I've ever met. She's kind of a mutt. She's kind of a spiritual mutt. She's a little bit Wiccan. She's a little bit Christian. She's a little bit Jewish. Um, such an like a little bit Buddhist too. She's such a beautiful, beautiful soul. When you hear her speak, you can hear this divine knowledge coming from her from somewhere, and she's so connected, and it's so refreshing. I love being around people like that because they inspire me to connect really to the deep down in me. Um, and also Alexandra Billings. Well, Billings. Yeah, Alexandra Billings is actually on Broadway. She is one of the first trans women to be on Broadway. Um, I worked with her several years back along with Shakina. We've all worked together before. Um, and Alexandra Billings is just one of the, if not even more so, divinely so herself, and is also in connection with who she really is and has such an understanding and space for and capacity for people. She's such a creative. She's just a wonderful, such a funny character. On top of that, she'll have an entire room. She'll have all of everyone's attention, and what is so striking about her is her undenying truth that you cannot shake from her. That is what I love. Anyways, so yeah, but generally the documentary I would want to kind of cover just like how really backwards it is, at least in my experience, and how it's affected my ability to have relationships, how it's affected my ability to fathom having a family. I'm actually about to. I haven't really said this, but really to like the YouTube community, but like I'm actually working on getting a hysterectomy for several reasons. Physically, I'm constantly in pain. I constantly am cramping. I have like chronic pain. Um, and also just it's been going on for so long that, I actually went to the ER a couple months ago because I was in preparation for my top surgery. So I wasn't able to take any pain medication prior to my surgery in preparation. And literally first day I couldn't take anything to prep. I was in excruciating pain for almost 24 hours. It was so bad, and I just called a friend up around midnight, and I just asked her if she could take me to the hospital. And yeah, I spent the whole night in a hospital, and they just shot me up with some morphine, and they gave me some stuff to like hold myself over for a while. Anyways, after that, I'm like, wow, I like that was awful. On top of that, my family is not accepting of me. So my family not being accepting of me, me thinking, what freaking kid am I gonna bring a family to? Or what family am I gonna bring a kid to? Sorry, like other way around. But yeah, like so I don't want I think a kid should have like a family to be able to go to. I want them to have grandparents, and like my parents are just not accepting of me, and I would imagine they would find my like I also don't really want to carry. I think the concept of carrying a child is very dysphoric inducing. I would have to stop taking hormones, which would do things to my brain chemistry, and it just kind of seems like too much work. There are so many ways to have a family now too. If I really want a child, there are so many kids out there that just need a home. I'd be more than happy to, if I really, really, really wanted that, then I would love to have a partner that'd be open to that. Or if I had a partner who would want to carry on their own, I'd be more than willing to do that. So to do that with someone, but I'd rather that be a decision I make when I have a partner who feels similarly. So, anyways, yeah. So sorry, my point. Yeah, religion is pretty rough. I was raised not allowed to think for myself. It was a bad thing to listen to your own inner inkling. It's like we're innately bad, we're innately sinful, we're innately drawn to do the wrong thing. And I think what really saved me was honestly throwing all of that in the garbage happily. And at first I was hesitant, but the more I did that, the more life opened up for me. And I am eons away from where I was. I used to be very scared of what the other side looked like. And yeah, no, the other side's great. Now I just need to find a girlfriend. That's my current struggle in life is I really, really want a partner. I really, really, really would love to meet a really nice girl and see where that goes. Or just have someone take a chance on me. So oh, that's great. Yeah, yeah. Is Ireland quite Catholic? What's quite common over there as far as faith goes? America is so mixed. I was raised very Christian, very evangelical type Christian, very big churchy, big churches. Like my mother loves Joel Osteen. I can't. I can't. Very Catholic. Yeah, I would assume, right? Yeah, it's kind of in the realm. Yeah. Are you yourself? Were you ever around? I'm assuming you're not very religious, but um, are you familiar to any of it? Oh, Protestant. Okay, Protestant. I feel like in my brain, Protestant is quite strict. I mean, it's religion. Religion is pretty strict as it is, but Protestant isn't even more so. No, not at all. Good for you, man. Also, what are your pronouns? I would like to know. You come off as a I'm getting a masculine energy, but I don't want to assume. Your parents were raised Catholic. Okay. Oh, Raphael. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. I forgot. Good to hear from you again. Oh my gosh, I remember your reading. How did that go? Have you entertained any of that? What we talked about last time? Yeah. I would love to hear how that panned out. Oh, how nice. Oh man, and how did she feel about that? That Dominican Republic is so beautiful. I mean, I'm Puerto Rican, so I've only been to Puerto Rico, but they're practically the same in a way. Um, that island life. That's great. That's great. I love that. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm so glad. Yes, they're very similar. Yeah. Yeah, definitely enjoy that. Wow, that sounds like such a great idea. Yeah, I need to do something like that too. Shit. Yeah. I was considering going to New York for Thanksgiving, but that's gonna change. I don't think so. Not this time. But yeah, I would love to go. Island life is so me. It's a shame I don't live closer to the beach really because I feel so drawn to the ocean or just being in that ambiance. I'm so glad. That's awesome. Was that like a conversation y'all had? Like, did y'all like talk about what do you want to go do something, or was that always on like a list of places you wanted to go? God, it must be so nice traveling with, like, getting to travel with like your person. God, I want that. I want that. I have to like, you go every year? Nice. You go every year to Dominican Republic? Is that like y'all's favorite place? Thanks. It might be the shirt just reflecting. I'm just kidding. Oh, right. Oh, really? Dominican. Yeah, DR is great. Oh my God. The music, the food, the people, the enthusiasm that's just floating around. Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm very excited for you. Yeah, I'll stick around till January. I want to hear how it goes. Or I'll check you out on the IG. Yeah. Kitty, you're making me blush. Nice. Yeah. Wow. I've never been out of the country, which is a shame. I have had the luxury of traveling the country, which Americans don't often do, at least the ones I've been around. But I love a good road trip, and I love hopping on a plane to some unknown destination. Yeah, Norway seems like cool, like so much fun too. Anywhere in Europe, I would love. Actually, my top three places. My top place, Positano, Italia. Positano, Italia. That place is beautiful. A. I have to have a partner when I go. I do not want to go alone. I need to have a special someone with me because it is about the most romantic place I've ever seen. Um, I would love to go to France, anywhere in France, the south of France. It doesn't matter, anywhere in France. Um, yeah, anywhere over there. I actually have a friend who's French. She's from France. Um, and she's like casually talked about like maybe a couple of us can just go on a trip and we could stay with my family who they live in the south of France. And I'm like, oh my God, would love to have like that kind of experience of staying with like real Frenchmen and like actually be around that. You're French as well. Very cool. Yeah, just would love to experience that. Try some magnificent food. I love food. I love culture. I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm just very much I love to indulge in those kinds of things. I actually had someone tell me that if I go to France, there is something waiting for me, and and they're also kind of spiritually connected to things. And they just told me it was a bit vague, but they were pretty clear about like go to France one day, make it a point of going. We'll see. Um, Anywhere in France, my last place would probably be. I can't think of it. If I could though, I mean it has to be an island. I really want to do an island thing. So maybe like not the Caribbean because I've been, but maybe oh my God. What's like oh my God, what is the name of that place? Is it St. Martin's or something? Some island out in the like Pacific Islands. Probably somewhere over there, like a very tiny place that you have to get on like a plane and a boat and another thing to get there. Like I want to go somewhere very remote, just to just to try that on. You want to try KFC and Wendy's, honey? Oh man. Well, okay. I'll tell you, KFC doesn't taste the same from when I was little. Something they must have changed something in their recipe. But honestly, do what you want. KFC, Popeyes, Wendy's is fine. I prefer personally, as far as fast food goes, I usually go to Taco Bell, but I honestly do that because a lot of my friends go, and I shouldn't be such a sucker for peer pressure, right? Yeah, Wendy honestly it satiates it. I remember in college, every lunch I had, I'd go to Wendy's and I'd get a frosty and fries. It's a combination that you wouldn't think would work, but it does. Oh, Japan. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Japan. Japan or oh, I played this place in China. But yeah, like Asia would be a place, but Japan seems like so fantastic. Food is life. Food is my favorite thing. If there's anything worth doing is eating all the time. It makes you feel good. I love food and wine. I'm a sucker for wine. Seafood. I love seafood. Oh, Kitty, do you like spicy food? Bacon. I actually just had some bacon earlier. Is bacon not common over there? Y'all just don't have bacon on the ready? Portions are small in Japan. That's good to know. That's good to know. I like street food. I like going up to the vendors out on the street making whatever crazy thing they're making and trying that out. Like LA has a lot of street food, oftentimes outside the bars in Los Angeles, if you ever get a chance. Outside the bars, you have these little Mexican ladies on a grill making hot dogs. Sometimes they're making bacon wrapped hot dogs. They're just cooking, and you're kind of drunk from the bar. I know, Katie, you're quite young, but to drink at least out here. But uh, when you're leaving the bar and you just have that sausage smell just hits you the second you're leaving, and you have to have it. It's so cheap. It's like $2. These little Mexican ladies just trying to make money, and honestly, they're always so worth it. If you're fat, I don't know. I'm not. I didn't know about that. Okay. I guess that seems kind of fat phobic, but I don't make the rules. I guess. Yes, it's just like this smell of like grilled onions and bacon and sausage and uh yeah, it hits you. Love street food. Um, Funnel cakes. They're kind of like the sweet bread, kind of like a donut, but crispier. Um, Funnel cakes with like powdered sugar. That stuff will give me like a headache after a while. Like sweet stuff, not so much, but I love savory and I love meats and I love cheeses. Like this is why going to Europe is like my thing because just give me some good wine and some great cheese and some prosciutto. I'm happy. I'm a happy man. It does not take much for me to be happy. You feed me and you have my heart. The weight of my heart is through my stomach. Really. Well, not that everything becomes a phobia, but it's because there is such a stigma about being a large person. At least in America, there is. I do, Raphael. I really would love to. Take me anywhere. I want to experience it all. Oh, I'm getting such FOMO. Getting such FOMO right now just talking about this. Yeah. Like not necessarily. Not necessarily. Honestly, just be happy. If you're also like what's like the Buddha. Buddha is also a fat man. Buddha is just a fat man, but look how happy he is. I want to be that happy when I die. Of course, it's good to be healthy. Not saying to encourage being fat, but some people it's genetic and they can't help it. some people can't help but stay large. Their body doesn't lose the weight in the same way other people lose weight. So we have to be forgiving of those and not judge them and just see them for who they are. Buddha. You don't know who Buddha is? That's take some time and look up who Buddha is. That's your homework. Well, yeah. So, but not the thing is that like being a fat person sometimes isn't really a choice. Yeah, Buddha. Yeah, sometimes being a fat person isn't really a choice. So you can and you never know why someone is fat. So it's just better to just love them anyways. Don't judge them for it. So yeah, yeah. Buddha's a fat guy. He loves to eat. I would love to eat so much food with Buddha. He seems like a chill guy. I would happily eat so much food with him. I used to be kind of a hefty kid growing up. I always had like body image issues. My mother would always try to get me to lose weight. I was so young. I was like, 13 and 12, and she's putting me on shakes or some exercise stuff, and it was so detrimental to my how I saw myself in my body. And on top of that, I'm trans. So I've had to really let go of a lot of bad ideas I thought about it, but don't be I try not to be hard on people for being large. Yeah. I mean, the thing is that I really just kind of worry about my own self and my own health. And I don't really think about too much about other people and their eating habits. Obviously, if they're a friend of mine and I see them doing that, I would encourage them to, hey, try this thing with me, or this is what I do every morning, and it helps me a lot. But you can't force people to change their ways. And like eating food every day, yeah, to be rich and like be able to afford any kind of food, that's the goal. I feel like half the time I just make my money so I can eat it. Yeah, like health is important. I think food is important. I think exercise is important. Not to say that these things are important, but I couldn't work out for a really long time, uh, and it didn't encourage me to eat healthier. Um, people really have to be inspired to make a change for themselves. And so a lot of times it is compensating for a sad place inside of them. Food releases serotonin, which is a chemical in your brain that makes you feel good. So people will run to food as a form of comfort. I run to food because I love sharing food with people. I never like eating alone. I love having a dinner with people. I love getting together. It's a shared experience. This is why I love uh, the Italians, and I love how the French eat, because it's an event and we're going to share this together. And here are something I made, and we're all just going to enjoy. It's something that should be shared, and I think that's really the joy that I get out of food. Um, yeah, and I love food being made. I love watching people cook. So I'll watch a lot of videos. I have some recipe books too that I'll like sit and open a book and just try to learn a new recipe, and I'll share with my roommate because he's the only one in here. So I'm like, please try this thing with me. I just made it. It's my first time, and a lot of times it comes out really good. Yeah, I have kale. I have almonds, pumpkin seeds, um, dry oats, and I'll put that into a smoothie every morning before I work out. And yogurt. Yogurt's very good for you. Food can be tasty. Healthy food can be delicious. It's just people don't know how to cook it right. I think people are afraid of cooking because they're afraid it's not going to taste good. But that's the beauty of practicing. You learn what tastes good. What's your mother's things? Explain. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Do you work? Why does it rain on me? Why do you have to go in? Well, I can understand that. If you think there's a way you can help, I'm sure your mom would appreciate that. The thought, at least. Maybe she, I know my parents never wanted me to work because I think that was their pride, telling them that they had to take care of me. But if you're old enough, you can make your own decisions, kitty. You're smart enough to make your own decisions, and you can really show your mom, like, you raised me to be this kind of person, to have a heart and care, and I'm gonna care for you too. I mean, obviously, it can just be a temporary thing. It doesn't mean you're gonna be stuck that way. Um, it's good to be happy about yourself, but yeah, if you don't have to work either. But you know, if she's someone you rely on, think about what it's gonna be like when you're on your own. And I'm sure you would want someone to help you too if you were in that situation. I know a lot of people, I actually know a lot of friends that do that. There are a lot of friends that work and help their parents pay for bills because that's just how the family has to work because they just can't make more. So it's not a bad thing. It's can be actually really good to gain a part of that relationship with someone in your life, but also you don't have to give her all your money. Yeah. Oh, when do I want to talk? I would say like maybe sometime this weekend. I have to like get ready, start making dinner because it's almost 6 o'clock. Um, maybe sometime this weekend if I'm free. I'm not really doing much, but you can always send me a message. You can always send me a message on Discord. I can always chat on there. If I have some time later tonight, we can. Yeah, it can be. I hope talking to me isn't boring. Yeah. And you said it's kind of late over there too, right? Maybe when you take a nap, whenever you go to sleep, whenever you wake up, you can reach out to me. And then I'll try to set up a time. All right, Raphael, take care. Have a great night. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'm very excited to hear the news. So thanks for sharing all that. Yeah, cheers, mate. Okay. Well, how about this? Let's try it tomorrow this time because I do have to make myself some dinner. It's just a bit last minute for me to talk right now. I just wanted to get on and see if anyone is willing to get a read. $5 is pretty chill. All right, all right. I'll see you later, Kitty. You take care. Night. Thanks for talking. We'll talk soon. I'll get around to that soon. I'm just doing only donations today. Yeah, but yeah. You take care. And on that note, I'm gonna use the restroom. See ya.
So, yeah, life stuff. Oh, yeah.
No one's on though. Like I was talking to some people and then